After May 25th, when we all witnessed the death of George Floyd on national television, it was time to do something at Penny Lane. I realized in that moment that it was a reality, that being killed just by living your life and being Black in America, that you could die. And I realized that we had a large portion of our kids and our families and our staff that were deeply impacted by this on a daily basis. And as a leader at a nonprofit and at Penny Lane, I knew that this was a turning point and we had to take action now. And so without even really thinking about it, I sent out an email, a call to action, that if you felt the need to come forward and speak up on behalf of people beside us that were suffering, now was the time. And I expected 10 people, and by the end of the day, I had 40 people that stepped forward and wanted to be part of the Racial Justice Committee.
I agreed to do it because I really honestly want my children to live in a world where they're judged based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin.
In the moment, it was just, Judy, you have to do this.
I will never forget that first meeting. I knew why I was there. I was emotional. I remember being extremely vulnerable and even crying a little bit. But what was most important was why was everyone else there? You know, these were staff from different positions within the agency, different offices, different ethnic backgrounds. We even had a couple of board members who showed up and wanted to join. What had brought them there? What had made them want to stand up and say, enough is enough? By the end of that meeting, there was not a dry eye.
You know, my skin color will always put fear in people because I'm a Black man.
But in terms of anti-Blackness, I feel like I experience it every single time that angry Black woman narrative is present. You know, every single time that lighter is better narrative is present.
So the notion that there's still that horrible, I guess, disease that your skin makes you less than everybody else or somebody else, is just, it breaks my heart. It just, there shouldn't be a world where that is something that divides us. And it's like, just, you know.
Penny Lane Centers has been a social justice agency for over 50 years. We have always believed in human rights, the dignity and respect deserved by every individual. We've never backed down from a fight, and this was not going to be one of those times. Black Lives Matter at Penny Lane.
As a white man, or as a person who looks like a white man, I know that there is definitely a lot of discrimination that goes on. I'm very fair-skinned, but my mother is actually full Puerto Rican, so I'm half Puerto Rican. I'm also a gay man. Both of those things I can relatively keep hidden if that's something I chose to do. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people in the world who cannot hide what their minority status is. I can only imagine what it's like to be a Black man walking out into the world and knowing that that's the first thing everybody sees and that's the first thing everybody judges you on, whether that's right or not right.
I don't think it should be about Black lives, white lives, or whatever. We all men and women of this world. We all, you know, we all in this together.
I've had personal experiences where, you know, I'm followed in a store. I hear under people's breaths them saying the N-word directed towards me, and me trying to be bigger and better than all of that and just trying to push through it, but it eats away at you and it breaks you down.
Penny Lane has always been an agency of action. We knew that in order to do this, the first thing we had to do was probably the hardest piece, which was to self-reflect, to look within ourselves. Where were our own biases, our own prejudices? Were we self-aware enough to take this on?
I remember I was visiting family in Alabama, and Wendy called me. And she said, we got to do something. And my first question was, do you want to do something that's significant? You want to do something that checks off some boxes? Or do we really want to do some transformational work? And she was like, we want to do some transformational work. And it started from there. So we put together a committee of people who were concerned and wanted to see some change and wanted to do some real significant work. And it's been blossoming from there.
It was our committee that sat down and said, this is the Penny Lane way. This is what we know we can do. And this is how we can share the awareness and the education and set the standards for what we expect from our staff at Penny Lane.
To me, it just means, that we need to just come together, man, and understand this. Understanding is what we really need.
For me, Black Lives Matter means that I'm not 3/5 of a person. I'm a whole person.
It's long overdue. Is something that really we should address, because I don't know about other people, but my personal belief is we should be kind to people, and we should treat people equally, and we should treat people based on what it is they do and what it is, how it is they act, and not by the nature of what ethnicity they were born into or what privilege they did or didn't have when they were growing up.
It just means that we can all exist equally, like truly exist equally.
One of our more important tasks will be to recruit and hire a racial justice director. Somebody that can lead the charge and to make sure that all of the groundwork that we've done is infused in everything that we do at Penny Lane, from our mission to our vision to our policies, our hiring practices, how we promote people, how we transfer people, how we give treatment to our kids and families.
I want people to remain curious. I want, if you don't know, ask the question.
I would hope that all of us, not just, we're going to just say Black Lives, I would hope all of us, man, try to, just come together, man.
This life that we have is about learning and growth each and every day.
It is the single most important thing I will do as a leader, is to ensure that every person, but particularly our Black kids, staff, families, know that they have the dignity and respect that they deserve.